everybody. I'd like to welcome you to Thursday, November 14th board meeting. I'm calling it to order at 7:01. Lucy, will you call the roll, please?
Supervisor Thomas.
Here.
I'm here. Township Manager.
Here.
Trustees Bowman.
Here.
Sam.
Here.
Buford D.K. Here. Will Height. Here. Assessor Harris. Castle Gray.
And James.
Director Gillett. Marks.
She did?
Oh, she did? Yeah. She was the first one.
And the contrary.
Okay.
Larry thought you missed.
Lucy, you can talk. You guys might talk to
Keep
the other
going. Now that we interrupted you.
You were on director. Highway Director. Highway Superintendent.
We good?
I got it, I think.
Yes? Okay. Please stand and join me in the pledge of allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, next, public comment. Anybody like to come forward, please? From the podium?
Is there a time that I need to have
3
my
minutes.
phone on? Not planning on talking long, but I just want to be respectful.
3 minutes.
Okay. Well, if you want to do the clock thing, could I just let you come?
I can do that.
All right. Otherwise, my mother was from New York, and I'll just really accelerate on the whole thing. So let me introduce myself for the record. I'm Eleanor Sweet McDonald. I'm the president of the Village of North Barrington. I apologize. I had a conflict with my schedule last month. I would have liked to have come. I was elected in April of 2019 for the Village of North Barrington. I'm proud to say we've been doing a lot of wonderful things, and I've been trying to go out to my fellow villages and townships to give them updates on what's going on in our village that may have an impact on your residents. But first, if you'll allow me, I wanted to read it into record here, a letter, because when I came in 2019, and I forget people's names, and I apologize for that, but that was when Ela, I believe, had a separate highway department, okay? And John Lebedo, who's my village administrator, and I were also talking today further, and I do believe that the relationship with Ela started before 2019. I came in April of 2019, okay? So for the record, I wanted to say that, and I'm addressing this to Gloria and the board. Oh, excuse me, here. Could you pass these down to everybody? I apologize. I understand that there's been some questions raised and negative public comments made regarding the quality and the efficiencies of services that the Ela Township Highway Department provides to the township and several communities on a contractual basis. Can you guys hear me all right? Mm-hmm. Okay, thank you. North Barrington is one of the community partners with an intergovernmental agreement, an IGA, with Ela Township. The Village of North Barrington entered into the IGA with Ela Township, and in this case, John had put June of 2019, but I know it's prior, okay, to provide public works services. As you know, the village is a small rural community with limited financial resources. Providing these services would not be financially prudent and not in the best interest of the taxpayers for us to incur these costs ourselves with our own department. I believe as elected official, it is our responsibility to spend the taxpayers' money wisely. Shared service like public works services between local governments provides for a more efficient service delivery by sharing in the cost. I believe the taxpayers demand that elected officials find ways to operate more cost effectively. Duplication of these services ultimately costs the taxpayers of Ela Township and the taxpayers of North Barrington more tax dollars. With respect to the public works service quality, it is second to none. North Barrington has had a wonderful professional relationship with Ela Highway Department since 2019. We have found them to operate at a high level of efficiency. Delivering quality service starts at the top with the superintendent, Mike DePau. Thank you. His leadership and expertise has elevated the quality of work. The personnel in the department are always friendly and responsive to our needs. Most recently, the level of care and proficiency that demonstrated in clearing the debris from the public streets after the recent storm was remarkable. From my perspective, any criticisms regarding the quality of service being delivered by the Ela Highway Department is unfounded and based on my personal perspective and the feedback of the village staff. And in case there wasn't enough, I was trying to keep you guys sick, so I may grab something. All right. So I can share. Thank you. So what I will say real quick, and I'll go into the PSA because I want to be respectful of the timing, is give you a context of part of that letter and my staff's response. I'm a volunteer mayor, by the way, but I have village administrator John Lebedo, who spent 30 years as a village administrator running the village of Mundelein, supervising 32 people and his own public works department. In addition to that, prior he was in McHenry County. So he comes over to the village of North Barrington, and this is his first experience working with a township. And I was telling Mike the story tonight that John said to me at some point, whenever it was, and he said, and I apologize, is that he never really fully understood what the role was of township until he developed, and with the village of North Barrington, the relationship with Ela. And he said, now I understand the part of the role that a township plays and how important it is for villages such as ourselves. So, thank you for that. I'll do the fast forward on the PSA, and I'll just give you the Reader's Digest version out of respect. And I don't read this. So, I want to say it goes back about 20 years ago. It may not affect Ela Township as much as it will Cuba Township, but I still want to share it with you because I see us always as a very large community, okay? So if any of you have gone southbound, if you've gone down 22 and then turned left on 59 to go south down into Barrington to maybe catch a train or something, some of you may have noticed that there's a dip at a certain point, and we've had a lot of water problems. So what I'm here to tell you really quickly is, number one, that's a 20-year problem that we are solving, okay? So through DECA grants and working with the Lake County Stormwater Management, I've been able to secure $2.5 million to redesign the drainage issue. So it's not a flooding issue, it's a drainage issue, okay? So it comprises of 300 acres, 45 homes. We have to deal with 5 government organizations, Department of IDOT, we've got the National Department of Resource, Army Corps of Engineers, all sorts of people. But I gave you the article because I've been working on this project for a while, but we're very close to getting the final money. And so I'm starting to go out, have meetings. We will have, I'll keep you posted, we'll have stakeholder meetings where, at the village hall where the people, once it really starts, to tell you what's going to be going on. I want to get the money by December. Realistically, John's telling me we'll have the money first quarter. We are shovel ready. We've already done the engineering study. It'll probably be a 2-year project. My understanding in talking also to police and fire is that there will always be one lane open in 59, but it is going to be something that you're going to have to be aware of. I'm giving you these documents because I want you to feel free to help share my message, okay, on social media or to any of your residents, just so they know what's going on. And we'll continue to keep you posted as the project goes forward. It's the essence of a pipe that is stuck in dirt on the other side of the road that legally you cannot touch in sanctioned wetlands. So that's why we have to have 5 government organizations to help this. The village is, of the water in the area affected, 85% of the land is in the village of North Barrington and 15% is in unincorporated Barrington. But the village is going to be spearheading the project. I also have $400,000 that I've been swirling away and is set to pay my 15% liability. So for those of you that may not be aware, when you get government funds, you still have a legal liability to do some matching. So the legal liability is at 15%. So the village of North Barrington, on behalf of the area community, is going to pay that $400,000 to facilitate having this project go forward. And then real quick, this is going to blow your mind when I tell you this. As a sidebar, I'll also speak on behalf of Barrington and tell you that Karen, President Darch's project for 14 is probably also going to be going on next summer also. So we're going to have to do, it's going to be a major logistics between Route 14 and 59 in the area. And I apologize for some of that, but it is progress, and you just have to take things, when you get them. So, and I want to thank all of you for your service, and thank you very much. And if I can help you further, keep me posted. Thank you. God bless.
Thanks, Eleanor. I traveled that road several times, and I know there's always water on the road over there, so we're all looking forward to it.
Yeah, it's a safety issue.
It is, definitely.
And it's a free Barrington car wash, so stop, and we'll keep you posted.
Okay, thanks for coming. Okay, anybody else for public comment? Okay, seeing no one coming forward, we'll move on. to approval of the board meeting minutes of October 10th, 2024. We have motion to approve.
So moved.
Second.
Any questions, changes? Okay, hearing none, Lucy, we call the roll, please.
Trustee Wilhite?
Yes.
Trustee Bowman?
Yes.
Trustee Sam?
Yes.
Trustee Fortune?
Okay, next is the committee meeting minutes.
Supervisor
Oh,
Thomas?
yes, yes.
Sorry.
That's okay. Okay, I'd like to have a motion to accept our meeting minutes from the committee of the whole from October 30th, the community center committee from October 23rd, communication committee from October 29th, health and wellness committee from October 30th, highway October 16th. Can I have a motion, please, to accept?
Motion.
Any questions, changes? Okay, hearing none, Lucy, we call the roll, please.
Trustee Bowman?
Yes.
Trustee Fortune?
Yes.
Trustee Wilhite?
Yes.
Trustee Sam?
Yes.
Supervisor Thomas?
Yes. Next is the approval of the board audit from October 1st, 2024 through October 31st, 2024. Lucy, will you read the audit, please?
General town fund, $237,929.29. Total general assistance, $4,696.50. General road trust, $27,712.22. Permanent road, $96,717.83. Park maintenance, $21,070.05. Cemetery fund, $6,422.26. Total of all funds, $394,428.15.
Okay, can I have a motion to accept the board audit as read by Clerk Prouty?
Motion. I'll second.
Any questions? Any line item questions for anybody? Okay, then Lucy, we call the roll, please.
Trustee Bowman?
Yes.
Trustee Sam?
Yes.
Supervisor Conway?
Yes?
Trustee Wilhite?
Yes.
Trustee Fortune?
Yes.
Okay, next up is our monthly updates from elected officials and department heads. At this point, I'd like to read board report from Penny. She didn't make her report into the book this month. They received 782 appeals were filed with the Lake County Board of Review. The office has been reviewing the appeals and all the evidence has been submitted. We are currently working on the rebuttal evidence and submitting that to the Board of Review, which we must have all done 5 days prior to the scheduled hearings. Hearings will begin November 19th, which is Monday. And as of November 8th, they had reviewed 586 of the 782. But as of today, they only have 40 left. And those will be taking place at the end of the reviews. We'll take them as they come in. And in case anybody's wondering, AccuBase has been working on the permits that have been assigned to them that we approved at last month's board. And to date, they've received 131, and they have 50 completed so far. And they have to the end of the year to finish the rest of them. So they are making progress. So.
I do have a question.
Yeah.
Or if you're finished.
Yeah.
When they're doing the site, AccuBase is doing the
Site reviews?
site reviews, are they using Ela Township cars or their own cars?
Their own.
Their own. And are we covering the insurance for them, or?
We are not.
So they're covered. And then, do they have anything that says Ela Township or anything that? I'm just thinking as a resident, having someone that is in an unmarked car, just.
They have a sign on the side.
They do.
Not AccuBase.
Not AccuBase. They're using their own vehicles. I know that our department has cards that they leave at the door when they're on their property, so people know that. I don't know if Penny's distributing those to them or not to use that, but I can certainly ask and find out.
Okay, thank you.
Sure. I'll ask her and let you know. Okay. So Trustee Willard, any report?
No.
Trustee Bowman?
I'll wait for Michael to update on that.
Okay. Clerk Prouty, any report?
Yeah.
For Veterans Day, I would like to thank my husband, my 5 brothers, my uncle that died in Normandy on the beach, and my brother-in-law who survived the death march at Bataan. Thank you for your service.
Okay, trustee.
Happy Veterans Day. I'd like to thank my sisters and my brother-in-law for serving our country. Thank you for their service. And I just want to say these last couple of months have been long but great. And I want to thank all of Ela Township, our supervisor, and my fellow trustees for all their support. And I'm glad to be back. Thank you.
Okay, trustee Sam. Sorry.
Not to take anything away from Sarah, who's been very busy. So I'll let her allude to the activities that are going on, which are record numbers of people coming in as far as referrals and lending closet, etc. So our appreciation and all the effort that's going on to service all the residents that are coming in to take advantage of that. When we had hirings, we had a new person on board, so very good month, at least activity-wise, but Sarah will add more to that. So, I'm very cool. So, thank you.
So, health and wellness. Want to come up next? Oh, no, I am. That's okay.
Ted's turn.
We'll let Ted go last.
You go last.
We're going to turn it over to health and wellness. We're going to do the ladies first.
Okay. So we have a lot. We have a lot going on this month. One thing I do want to say is I do want to also thank my father. He is also a veteran. So thank you, Dad. Even though I don't think he watches these, but now I'm going to make it. We did have a record number. We had 28 referrals, and that was far surpasses what we normally have. And we had 62 families come in for the lending closet, which again, it's record breaking.
How many?
62.
Oh my gosh.
It's amazing. I really love our lending closet. We're constantly ebbing and flowing with different things. Thank you to the highway department because they're about to come and take some stuff that has run its time. But luckily we keep getting new things, which is really good. We did hire a new caseworker, Ebony Brown. She started on November 4th, and she's amazing. She has jumped right in. She's already doing home visits. She is meeting with people, and she's getting stuff done. So that is awesome.
I had an opportunity to meet with her the other day.
Yeah.
Very pleasant, very outgoing, and I think a great addition to the department.
Yeah. She is going to be a very valuable person. So I'm really excited to have her, especially with me going on leave. I think that she's going to be very helpful for us. In terms of events that we did in October, we did Trunk or Treat with the Kildare Police Department and the Kildare Village of Kildare. That was really kind of exciting and fun. We got to dress up and dress my car up. I haven't done that before, so I kind of enjoyed that. And then I also made my husband come with me because I was like, I don't want to sit there alone. Anyway. We also did Red Ribbon Week with Ela Coalition. Looking ahead, we are planning our giving tree, which I just successfully made my first sign-up genie online with a QR code. So this will be going out on our e-blast, and I will be putting these up. We are just trying it with a limited number of people because I want to see if it's going to work. I don't know how that's going to work, so we have about 15 people on here. So that will be going up soon. We have about 103 people signed up for Thanksgiving meals, so that is really good. We're working with Jewel Osco on Ela and Blue Heron Cafe of Barrington to provide the Thanksgiving meals. Pretty much we have like the same amount of people signed up for Christmas or Yuletide meals, and we are working again with Jewel Osco on Ela and Velos right in town for that. We're still collecting names for both meals. However, tomorrow is kind of the deadline for the Thanksgiving one. And with our giving tree, yep, I kind of touched on that already. And then we are still kind of collaborating with Lake Zurich on Shop with a Cop. They're still figuring it out. They're a little short-staffed, so I think it might be a little bit challenging. I think those are the big points. but it's been very busy. We have been trying our hardest to, I've been, trying to finish up things so that when I go and leave at the end of January, that everything is smooth. As much as it can be.
Out of all the referrals that you've gotten this month, any major change in the direction or where they're coming from, or?
We're seeing a big heightened in homelessness and housing instability. We are going to make a meeting with, there's someone from the Housing Authority who works up on Midlothian Manor. So we're going to meet with her, we're going to bring her over here, and we're going to introduce her to everybody and make sure that we can keep that relationship open for the homelessness. The other thing we're seeing are a lot of just challenges with people getting access to services. A lot of places have wait lists. There's a lot of people who are like, I need that service, but I don't have a way to get there. So,
and that referral comes through the police department from the county?
We're not really. We don't really get that much from the county. We do get a lot from the police and fire. Yeah. I don't have the exact number of how many of these came from that, but I think that people are doing a really good job of doing word of mouth. So a lot of times, or they're getting the e-blast and that stuff's coming out.
So are you seeing an indication that this is going to be changing in the future at the same rate, or
the housing or the referrals?
Both.
The referrals, I think we're going to have a decline with the holiday season coming up. I don't think as many people are going to be reaching out for services, so I think it might pick back up after the holiday season. And in terms of housing instability, I think that's only going to go up. Only going to go up.
It's getting cold out, so now it's becoming...
It's getting cold. A lot of people can't live in their cars. They can't live in places they were previous living. Rent is going up. People are losing their jobs. It's just, I think we're going to see that a lot.
You mentioned Midlothian Manor. Are there people in there?
It's the Lake County Housing Authority is in there.
Right.
Because we tried to buy that for $1.
Oh.
They were for our seniors.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Did you need any help distributing Thanksgiving meals or Yuletide meals at all?
So we're not going to distribute the Thanksgiving meals. Blue Heron Cafe is going to distribute all of theirs, and then the ones that we're going to get from Jewel, we'll either distribute those, or we're going to have people come here to pick up the turkeys.
Okay. If you need help, let us know.
But the Yuletide, maybe.
Okay.
Maybe.
Put you on the list.
Thank you.
Any other questions? Thanks, Sarah.
Thank you.
Susan?
Hey. So, let's see. Good things on the youth end. Programs are going well. Sorry, lots of words today.
I know, that's okay.
The National Honor Society volunteers have been doing fantastic. Joe has really been happy with turnout, and Sign Up Genius has been wonderful with making sure he knows who's coming when, so he can schedule accordingly. For winter break camp, there's anywhere between 22 and 48 kids for each day, except for the 23rd, which is a Monday. They only have 17 right now, but that's enough to run it. And we didn't anticipate a large number for that day simply because it's a Monday and then we're off the following 2 days. Right? So that was, like I said, to be expected. Things are going well with the kids. The senior end, I came home last night at 11 with 44 seniors, all accounted for from Italy.
Thank goodness.
Thank goodness.
So how many you went with?
Yes, we went with 44 and came back with 44.
So that's a good thing.
It is. We did have one injury. Someone fell and fractured their shoulder early on in Rome, so we learned about the Italian healthcare system, which was very exciting. And then just to recap a couple things with long-distance travel in general. For this budget year, actually just for this calendar year, we have taken 4 trips, 3 of them being larger long-distance ones. Of those trips, they were during 23 work days, and 19 off days for me, meaning weekends or holidays. And there was no comp time taken during that. And at year to date, we're at $55,091 net for the commissions on those trips. So, just FYI. Let's see, October, we gave Lynn Newmeyer a proper send-off after 20 years of working with Ela, and she thoroughly enjoyed it, and we're happy to report, especially with her parking spot, that she has been attending events regularly as a member. Also, in the beginning of October was our annual staff retreat. We've recertified everybody in CPR, first aid, and AED use. And we set our goal for the next year of making the community center more of a reflection of our community at large, focusing on creating an inclusive environment and be more purposeful in our programming. We've revamped the newsletter as part of that as well, created a cleaner and more streamlined copy. Goes to the printer on Monday. It will look like this. And hope those are on the doorsteps of everybody by the first week of December. We hosted the Association of Illinois Senior Centers just before I left for a progressive conference. We were able to have Colette Travel sponsor of the lunch for that, which was great. We gave an overview of our programming then, so that's from senior centers all over the state. So it was nice. They visited. We started in Arlington Heights, went to Hanover, and Des Plaines, and us, and two others. So, yeah, it was great. A great event. And coming up, we have 63 people signed up next week for our Cocktails and Long Distance Travel program. We have 97 as of this afternoon when I left for the Thanksgiving event on Thursday. And big news is our digital sign is up. We still have some details, some digital details to be worked out, but it is there and lit. So, woo-hoo.
It looks very nice.
It does. It looks pretty. Yeah.
No complaints from the neighbors?
No.
No? Good. Of course, you got a funeral, so.
All you guys in there?
Oh, they can't.
They're pretty quiet.
Joke.
Okay. Any questions? Yes, ma'am.
Just so people know, Susan Mill, just tell people what you oversee too, because some of the people here are new.
Oh, sorry. Yeah. So the Ela Township Community Center, which was the little post office, we've been there for 12 years almost. And so then that is the youth programs as well as anything Ela 55 plus. So, thank you.
How many miles did you run?
You mean, is it?
Yeah.
I see you every morning.
Didn't keep track?
I don't keep track.
Okay.
Hey, Susan, you mentioned that the programming connection is going to be more inclusive and represent the community.
Yes.
Can you give us an example of what
Sure.
you mean?
Yeah. So, programming that we are actually specifically targeting populations that we don't see come through our doors. So, for instance, before I left, it was Diwali. And we put Happy Diwali even just on our marquee, and we had people come in and just get us for that. But then making sure that we're running programming for that as well. So that's what we're thinking.
Thank you.
Okay. Anything else?
Thank you.
Welcome back.
Welcome back.
Thanks.
So I was fortunate to attend the Veterans Day lunch last week, and it was very nice. Your staff did a wonderful job. So just so you know that. It was great. Thank you. Okay, next we'll move on to highway.
Good evening. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Mike DePaul. I am the Highway Superintendent for Ela Township. I would also like to thank all the veterans for proudly serving our country. Our entire department was invited by the Fremont Township Highway Department to attend an OSHA hazardous communication training that was held October 24th. The training event went over many very important informational topics. Some subjects addressed and discussed pertain to company policy, container labeling, safety data sheets, employee information training, and hazardous of non-routine tasks. After completing the 4-hour training, the employees received a completion certificate. I would like to thank Alicia Dodd, the Fremont Highway Commissioner, for inviting us to attend. We are excited to announce the addition of 2 new team members. Our new full-time employee, Nathan Martinez, joins us with plenty of experience and is working out very well with our team. Arthur Ellis is our new seasonal employee who is replacing Dave Shipp, who has retired. Arthur will be plowing this winter and mowing snow this winter and mowing next summer. We are excited to have them both on board. Last year, I stood up here and gave my winter forecast, and I am not going to do that again this year. So I will tell you that I did sit and listen to our weather forecasting service about what our winter is going to bring us, and it's going to snow sometime. That's all I will say about that. But all of our snow plows and spreaders have been removed from storage and have been checked over for functionality. So we're in good shape. We got plenty of salt, plenty of liquid, so we're ready to go.
Great.
Any questions?
Yes?
Sir.
Any takeaways from the OSHA meeting that were...
You know what? After talking with Alicia when we discussed doing this, she had a OSHA inspection, and they asked specifically about the stuff that we went over in the training. So if we do get inspected by OSHA, we'll have all the certificates saying we attended this training. This is
Yes, documentation and it's not good.
Everything's documented.
Good.
We also recently visited Ela Township, I believe, too. Isn't it?
OSHA did,
Yeah, right before they went to Fremont, so they're in the area.
We're crossing our
Great job.
Yeah. Any questions for Mike? Other than that? No? Okay.
Thank you.
You don't know what days it is going to snow, do you?
Yeah. That's the weatherman. Okay. Thanks. Pat?
Okay, so I too would like to thank the veterans. Without them, none of this is possible. So we are scheduled for the second phase of our cattail burn for the detention pond right outside. It's weather and availability dependent on ILM schedule, so we'll be given a 24-hour notice. So any resident who drives past, it will update on Facebook when we know what's happening. So if you drive past Town Hall and it's on fire, it's not necessarily be cooking. So that was less funny in my head. Okay. The Illinois Treasurer will be here Friday, December 6th from 8 a.m. to 1 p.m. And they will be running an event as a part of their iCash program to help residents start the process of claiming money that's being currently held by the state. In addition to there are a variety of other programs that the Treasurer's Office has available. I just got back this week from TOI, the Township Officials of Illinois Annual Conference in Springfield. It was a great event. It was a little lightly attended, I guess, based on the rotation of everybody's election cycle. So still lost in Globe Bingo, so that was upsetting. The 2025 tax levy is available for review at the front desk upstairs. So we're set to reconvene that conversation at the town next week, and then we should be all set for the December board. And then finally, we're in the middle of election season, so I want to remind any interested candidate seeking a position on the Ela Township board must have their signed petition packets turned into Town Hall no later than 5 p.m. on November 18th. And then finally, at the TAL last month, I provided the board copies of my revised employee review template. And so just a reminder to look that over before next week, so we can get your opinion on that.
Any questions?
On the TOI, was there any takeaways or anything that we should be aware of?
Yeah, so I mean, my goal when I go to these conferences is to have at least one tangible takeaway that I pursue further. So the classes that I attend, one was on budgeting, just to kind of reaffirm that what we're doing is the right way, which I'm happy with where we are. The election cycle, this is my first township election, so I think we're good there. Most of what I take away though is from conversations with other administrators versus necessarily the planned trainings. And it's just some of the different programs that they offer, like Plainfield Township sells merit self-state process marriage licenses. And they paid $40,000 marriage licenses.
Oh.
And they paid $40,000 last year.
Marriage license?
Yeah.
Wow.
Who knew, right?
Yeah.
Who knew?
What's
Why did I go?
You say Plainfield?
Plainfield, yeah.
Okay.
So, yeah, so marriage license, I mean, I'm not necessarily saying stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Any major changes in the updates from legislative committee meetings from
nothing
the state?
I mean, the changes to the GAEA laws, but we haven't really gone down that path. Because once you open that can of worms, it's really hard to close it back up. So,
Could you tell people what GA began?
yeah, EA is the Emergency Assistance and General Assistance at the township. We set aside funds every year in our levy to help individuals with a variety of financial situations, given that they meet the criteria, they can come in and apply and then be eligible for that money. But yeah, so there were some pretty major changes to the GA law, but we don't necessarily, I mean, it applies to us, but we haven't opened up the GA monies, so those changes don't affect us. It will change it, but as of now.
Okay. Any other questions?
Thank you.
Of course.
Prior to this meeting, we had a cemetery meeting and cemetery board meeting. And we are going to implement changing the pricing for cremation burial. We're going to raise it so it equals what others are paying or charging, I should say. So that'll be taking effect January 1st. And then as far as the bus goes, as you are aware that we still have the situation with the cemetery.
Yeah, just real quick.
Yeah.
Software, how's that going?
It's ready to be loaded onto our website. It's in my newsletter article that effectively like January 1st, just so we have time to play with it and make sure that it's doing what we want it to do. Because it includes our grave sites, but it doesn't include yet our columbariums and our scatter gardens. So that information still has to be inputted, but it will be ready to go for at least the grave sites. Yeah.
Thank you.
So it's coming, yes. And the bill is just been approved, yes, the final bill. And then the bus, as you guys all are aware, we became aware in late August that we have a couple riders that have been using the Barrington bus, and we need to find them alternative rides now or ways to get to their work or their medical doctor starting January 1st. So we've had other options. We've been discussing it with Go-Go Granddaddy, other different...
Grandparent.
I'm sorry, I say granddaddy all the time. Grandparent. And a few other locations, and we're trying to get them their service. We thought we had it worked out and then found out that the charges, there were multiple charges added onto that, so that wasn't going to work. And now we found out that there's more than 2 riders, so now we're up to possibly 5 or 6. So we're still trying to find out what their routes are and the consistency of them and the necessity of them. So we've been on the phone with Pace, and we're working with them as well. So we've also understand that one of the residents has been on the phone with Mayor Darch from Barrington. So we're trying to get this to work. There's a lot of entities involved besides Pace. There's the Village of Barrington, there's Macoa, there's Cuba Township, Barrington Township, Ela Township. It's a lot of communication.
Lake County?
Well, Lake County boss, yes. But so anyway, we're working on it. We're still hoping we're going to get this resolved, but we're running out of days. So, but I just want you to know that we're still in the process of that. So that's all I have for bus and cemetery. Anybody have any questions?
Yes.
Yeah.
I have, this hopefully be a quick question.
Yeah.
So when I was out and about, a resident said, could you maybe explain how do you think we're interested in serving on the cemetery board? Like, is there any requirements?
No
And what's
requirements.
the process to get on the board?
Well, we're ready full. At the moment, we're full.
I told you that.
But there's really no requirements. It's just to have an interest in our cemeteries, pretty much. That's it. Okay. Doug?
So Gloria, you alluded to that we're changing our charges to be similar to what others are.
Other cemeteries.
Who are others?
Other cemeteries.
Other public cemeteries or private?
I guess it's public. Because, yeah,
I think it's well, you make sure both. So,
it might be, but
yeah.
there's a company that does some of this side work, and I choose the side work, that's their business,
Yeah.
to dig the graves and handle the burial for us, since we don't have a dedicated person for that.
Yeah.
And so based on what they're charging is why we have to raise ours.
Okay.
Yeah, so if we have a burial, like we're not the ones digging the grave, right? We contract. And so his prices have gone up, so
Now, is it the cremation one? Cemetery manager Thompson and our highway Chris have dug holes for that and handled the burial for cremations, but not for burials. That's just so hard. We need equipment for that. So we're going to make it a flat fee across the board and make it equal to what others are charging and what they're charging us to do that if we can't do it. Okay. Any other questions? Okay. All right. Then we'll move on to new business. Approve the 2025 employee health plan. As we discussed at the COW, we are going to see a 10% increase in the fees to stay with Blue Cross Blue Shield. And we did recently find out that in the HMO plan, Advocate is pulling out of that. Advocate will no longer be a vendor, or you can no longer see an Advocate doctor in the HMO plan. So you either have to change your doctor or you have to switch to the PPO plan. So that we might see some changes moving forward.
But most of our employees,
Pardon?
It affects one person.
Right, and that we know of this.
but most of our employees won't have part of that.
No, we only have three.
Yeah, so most of them are part of the Blue Cross Blue Shield, Blue, which is Endeavor, Blue,
Advocate.
Northwest Communities.
Yeah.
So it doesn't affect many of our employees.
Right, but by just making the announcement so everyone's aware. So, I need a motion to approve
Motion.
the employee health plan for 2025, which also has the dental and vision coverage in here as well.
And
Need a second?
life insurance.
And life, yes. Need a second.
I'll second.
Any questions? Okay, Lucy, we call the roll, please.
Trustee Bowman?
Yes.
Trustee Sam?
Yes.
Trustee Luper-Dike?
Yes.
Trustee Rowland?
Yes.
And Supervisor Conrad?
Yes. And we will be having an employee meeting November 25th at 9 a.m. so they can go over all the changes. Because the deductible is going up a little bit. Okay, next. 2025 meeting schedule for township board meetings and annual town meeting. So in your packets, you have all the dates for our meetings, which is the second Thursday of the month. So can we have a motion to approve?
Motion.
Second.
Any questions? All right, hearing none, Lucy, will you call the roll, please?
Trustee Bowman?
Yes.
Trustee Luper-Dike?
Yes.
Trustee Rowland?
Yes.
Trustee Sam?
Yes.
Supervisor Conrad?
Yes. Next is to approve the 2025 observed holiday schedule. Here's a list of all the dates that we're proposing holiday pay for our employees for 2025. The list is exactly as last year. The only thing that's not on there is there's no election in November 2025.
Motion.
Any questions? Okay.
If you want to discuss your meeting.
Discuss what? Juneteenth. Oh, and yes, I'm sorry, I was recently made aware that that is not necessarily a holiday we are required to provide to our employees. The Juneteenth.
Oh.
So we can take it off or we can leave it on. It's up to you guys.
Was it on last year?
Yes, it's
Leave it on.
been on the last 2 years actually. We thought we had to give it to make it a holiday if it landed between Monday and Friday. If it landed on the weekend, we didn't have to give them another day off. That's what we thought it was, but after
And that's
that,
why the state and the federal government backed off on it, because
yes,
how it falls, it's not a designated date per se. It's
like Memorial Day. Yes.
right.
So So they have gotten it the last 2 years. Because I think there was a leap year, so I think that's why it's been twice. Because one day it wasn't in the weekend, but I had to look it up to be sure. So how do we want to do this?
Well, like I said, I say it wrong, but
Can you just present it?
leave it as presented, yes. Next.
Can we vote? Do we have a motion in a second? Okay, Lucy, we call roll.
Trustee Bowman? Trustee Rodriguez?
Yes.
Trustee Wilbur? Yes. Trustee Sams?
Yes.
And Supervisor Conway?
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay, last, approve the 2024-2025 winter newsletter. I apologize for the delay. We've had all kinds of different reasons for it. So I would like to have a motion that we accept the content of this newsletter. I know that some of you just received a final copy tonight, or the second draft, we should call it. And if you have any changes then that you see that need to be made, you could let us know on Monday morning by, if possible, 8 a.m. so we can get it posted on the website as promised. So can I have a motion? Okay. Second?
Second.
Okay. Any questions? We did decide that we were not going to move forward with the postcard based on the cost of mailing it.
It kind of says,
Yeah.
so the second bid came in quite a bit lower though.
The postage was not correct.
On the bid from Allprint.
Mm-hmm. We called the post office, and I called another reliable source that does multiple bulk mailings, and they all came closer to the original quote. Okay. So to counter that a little bit, once Susan gets the community center gets their electronic board up and running, we will make it an announcement on there that it's available online only. And then Susan's also going to include a little brief notice in her next 55 Plus newsletter that will be hitting the newsstands in the next week or two, that it's online, and we'll put it on Facebook as well.
Maybe we could do like a sign, even when you come in here, that with a QR code so people could just download it if you wanted to. Just so more people could see it.
Okay. I know it's unfortunate that the postage is so expensive, but it's as much as mailing this thing. It's crazy. So, okay, so we have a motion and a second? Okay.
Okay. Trustee Wilhite?
Yes.
Trustee Bowman?
Yes.
Trustee Rodriguez? Trustee Sams?
Yes.
Supervisor Conway?
Yes. Okay, any reason to go into executive session? Okay. I'm hearing
Motion to adjourn.
perfect. Thank you. This will be called roll.
Okay. Trustee Bowman? Yes. Trustee Rodriguez? Yes. Trustee Wilhite? Yes. Trustee Sams?
Yes.
And Supervisor Conway?
Yes. Everybody happy Thanksgiving?